Hello students, today we are going to learn English class 6 chapter 4.2 the story of Gautam's quest. Quest means what? Quest means search. Okay, finding. Gautam means who? Gautam means Gautam Buddha. Okay, everybody knows Gautam Buddha. The life story of Gautam Buddha begins in Lumbini near the border of Nepal and India about 2500 years ago, where Gautam Buddha was born. Okay, now in this chapter we will learn about Gautam's life, his teachings and his noble truths. Okay, so let's start the chapter. Gautam the Buddha was born over 2500 years ago as Prince Siddhartha. He was a son of King Raja Shuddhodhana. He was born on sacred day of Vaishak Purnima at Lumbini, situated near the city of Kapilavastu. 7 days after his birth, his mother Mayadevi passed away. It was prophesied at his birth that the infant would grow to be either a great Chakravarti, an emperor, or a sannyasi, renunciate, who will bring comfort to thousands of lost souls. Now this Gautam Buddha was born at Lumbini, which is situated near the city of Kapilavastu. Okay, and his father's name was Shuddhodhana and mother was Mayadevi. And when he was only 7 days, at that time his mother Mayadevi passed away. And it was prophesied. Prophesied means what? It was said means what would happen in future, means we can say bhavishyavani. Okay, it was prophesied that this infant, means this Gautam Buddha, okay, would grow to be either a great Chakravarti, means king, emperor, or a renunciate. Renunciate means what? A person who gives up all the pleasures of life for a reason. That means sannyasi. Okay, to bring comfort to thousands of lost souls. The king was determined to prevent his beloved son from renouncing the world. He surrounded the prince with every imaginable luxury and comfort. It is said that the king had 3 magnificent palaces, one for each season of the year. And in the beautiful atmosphere of these royal mansions, Prince Siddhartha lived his secular, protected life. So, the king means Shuddhodhana, to prevent this prophesied whatever it is said that either he will become a emperor or a sannyasi. So to prevent his beloved son from this renouncing the world, he surrounded the prince with all the what we can say imaginable luxury, means what? Possible. Okay, possible to manage imaginary luxury. And what he did, he also having the 3 magnificent palaces, okay, one for each season, and beautiful atmosphere. These royal mansions means what? We can say large impressive house, okay, mansions, we can say mahal, okay. And there this Siddhartha lived very protected life, very secluded means what? Isolated, very far away from everything. Protected life he was living over there. Okay, so the king surrounded the Prince Siddhartha every magnificent luxury, comfort, and the king had 3 magnificent palaces, and the prince lived a secluded and protected life in the beautiful atmosphere of these mansions. Okay. In good time, the prince was married to one of the most beautiful girls of the realm, the princess Yashodhara, the daughter of the Kolian king. Soon a son, Rahul, was born to them at the age of 29. Siddhartha went out to see his kingdom and to meet the subjects. He beheld what the Buddhist books call the four signs, witnesses to the impermanence of the world. He saw an old man, a deceased man, a dead man, and a monk, and there entered into his heart a vision of dukkha, the world's sorrow. What is the way out of the world's sorrow? He asked himself repeatedly. The unanswerable question led him to renounce worldly life, leave his wife and son, and set out in a quest of the truth of life. So, after he married with one beautiful girl, okay, Prince Yashodhara, a daughter of the Kolian king, okay, and after some days they have given a birth to one small baby, Rahul, okay, and when the Siddhartha was 29 years, at that time he went out to see his kingdom, okay, and when he went out at that time, what happened? He beheld, here it is given, beheld means he saw, he observed. What you observe? He observed that what the Buddhist books call four signs, witnesses of the impermanence of the world. He saw he saw an old man, a deceased man, a dead man, and a monk. Monk means what? Monk means we can say sannyasi. Okay. Now, a religious man who gives up all the luxuries and the lives apart from others. Okay, at that time he saw this. And the four signs that the Prince Siddhartha beheld are an old man, a deceased man, a dead man, and monk. These four signs were witnesses to the impermanence of the world. After seeing them, the prince wondered what the cause of sorrow was and if there was a way out of it. Then the story of Gautama's quest that ends in a illumination and the attainment of the Nirvana. Nirvana means what? Here it is given. Word has come, Nirvana, the state of peace and the happiness that a person achieves after giving up all personal desires. It is called Nirvana. So Nirvana is one of the most moving tale of our times. For 6 years did Gautam practice intense asceticism. Asceticism means what? A simple and strict way of living for a religious reasons. Okay, ascetics. For several days in successions, he ate barely a grain of rice. His strong, athletic body was reduced to a bag of bones, but it served no purpose. The Buddha then scattered a handful of grass on the ground beneath the Bodhi tree and formed a seat for himself. I care not if my skin and the nerves and the bones decay, he thought. I care not if my life blood dries. I shall not give up until I attain to enlightenment. What divine willpower in these words! And what may not a man achieve if he would wake up his willpower? It is said that he saw a vision which contained a message for him. It acted as a spiritual stimulant to him. The words were, okay, we'll see the words, which were the words. Now in this paragraph, the story of Gautama's quest, means Gautama's search, that ends in a illumination, means understanding and obtaining the Nirvana. and he started living very strict and very simple life. He ate barley, a grain of rice, and due to that his strong body reduces to a bag of bones and started decaying, started destroying his skins and all. Okay, but he was not caring because he wanted to search the truth, and the here the spiritual stimulant means the encourages him, the spirituality, the words encourages him, the words. The tune the sitar neither low nor high, the string overstretched breaks and the music dies, the string overlack the dumb and the music dies. Here the sitar means it is a musical instrument having the strings, and if you stretch it, it breaks, and we can't run or we can play the music very low also and very high also. And if we overstretch the strings, the music will die. Okay, this example is given over here. He thought to himself, I too have tortured my body to starvation. I have taken extremes. Let me follow the middle path. And due to this example, Gautam also come to know that I am also giving I am very much torturing my body, okay, to starvation, not giving any food to my body. It is not good. So let us follow the middle path. So when he tried to get up to take a bath in a river, he found that he had become so weak that he could not rise. Just then, a beautiful girl named Sujata appeared before him carrying a golden bowl filled with a sweetened milk and rice. When she saw the weakened ascetic, she offered the bowl at his feet. Lord, please accept my offering of milk and rice. Buddha accepted her offering. This was his first meal after many days of starvation. It refreshed him and infused a new strength in him. He realized that making a body suffer was not the way to enlightenment and truth. So, here Gautam Buddha understood that keeping our body without food is not a good thing. That's why here the message also given, that the message in the vision was that one must not take extremes, one must follow the middle path. Okay, taking the extremes like making the body suffer intensely is not a good way to enlightenment and the truth. So he take a bath. At that time he saw one beautiful girl, her name was Sujata. Okay, and when she appeared before the Prince Siddharth, and she was carrying a bowl filled with a sweetened milk and the rice. Infused means filled with. Okay, when she saw his weak condition, she offered the bowl at his feet and requested him to accept her offering of milk and rice. Buddha also accepted her offering. Okay, so next, Gautama had longed for enlightenment. That night he found the answer to his query. What is the cause of sorrow? The cause of sorrow is desire. The cure for sorrow is to give up all desires and adopt right living. Born under a tree, the Buddha received illumination also under a tree. To this day, we venerate this tree as a Bodhi tree. Venerate means we give respect to this tree. Okay, Bodhi tree. So in this way, after long days, after long enlightenment, Gautam Buddha found the answer to his question, his query, that the cause of sorrow. What is the cause of sorrow? Cause of sorrow is desire. So we should give up the desire. If you give up all desire, you will live happily. This he come to know. Okay, students. So, students, hope you understood this lesson, the story of Gautama's quest. Okay then, thank you. Stay safe.